Okay, let's get into it. Internet looks good. Back to work. So we're gonna try to speed run the next few hours, get this avatar wrapped up as quickly as possible. It's cold today. Feel it. I put some tea on, so I'll step out for a second in just a moment to go get some tea. But that, good, good. All right, everything looks good there. We'll pack everything else once I'm done with these other ones. Actually, I'm going to do it the other way. I'm going to project from view, island border, invert and pin. And that way it will adapt a little bit nicer. Okay, there's the wing. Done. Let's get the claw here. And do. I hear my T going off, so I'm going to go get it in just 1 second. Huh. There we go. That claw's done. Should be some claws for the body, for the hands. These ones. I'm going to duplicate and send them over to Retopo. I'm also going to go to the restroom really quick. I'll be right back. I know I just started streaming, but when duty calls. All right, I'm back. I need sweat. Tea. I got a sweater. Take one more sip of coffee because I'm a madman. Oh, that's better. All right. Hmm. I expected that to straighten a little bit better. Oh, really? Really? Cut at the top, cut at the bottom, and great. There we go. Interesting. I must have pinned it beforehand. Okay. Tongue as well. Same dealio. Um, bam. This one I'll do a little differently. Just gonna do a cut there. I guess I could do this. But I'll just do a cut there and cut here. A little more unusual, but I think I prefer it. Bam. All right. Hmm. Don't quite like this. Bardock still putting in some hard work. I see always, always. It never ends because I love this. I love working. But also, hello, Bardock. Welcome. How's your day going? Hey, name Destroyer. Thank you for the follow. Welcome to the stream. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it. Pretty good. How about you? It's going well. Really hoping to finish this character as soon as possible. Um, we're very close to finished, but I need my nose to the grindstone. What kind of weave do they sell at IHOP? Egg stench. Hardy har har har. All right, there we go. Now we have an eyebrow with a little bit more resolution. Pin that there. We got our boy. Um, I'm going to link these two. I'm going to say object, link, object data. So then I can copy. No, I can't do that. What exactly are you creating? I'm working on this Birdman here, Crowman, known as Scarrick, I believe, which stood for Scarecrow. Uh, but we're making a VRChat avatar. So familiar with VRChat, uh, we're making a custom avatar for a client, and also my internet just crapped out, and it's back. It's very windy outside right now, so I think the internet's kind of cutting in and out. Um, Jump back and forth. First that it pooped out when I lowered my desk, though. Anyway, but yeah, right now we're in the process of UV mapping. We're getting him ready to paint in texture. Hopefully, very, very soon. Um, but yeah, if you're familiar with VRChat, that's exactly what we're doing. Just working on little avatar. If you're not, it's basically a video game where you can become a custom character, but in virtual reality. So it's kind of like who you are in that space, or who you decide to be in that space. It's actually, I should apply these modifiers. So we'll mesh and then delete all these, then slap the mirror mod back on and project one more time. There we go. Should have done the same with this one, but we can do it this way. There we go. So there's all the meshes set up. Let's view our stats. Ooh, we're at 16,000. I didn't expect that. I did not expect that. I thought we would have been well within budget. Ah, it's probably these. It's probably the nails. Triangulate. Longest diagonal. And then take these, get rid of the subdivision on all of them. Okay, and we're just under. Okay. Nice. All right. So now what we can do is map them all. This one's actually not mapped yet. Make single user, object data. Bam. Then object link, object data. Triangulate. Then mark a seam, unwrap this. Pin, straighten, shrink. Awesome. Okay. Those look amazing. So the lore behind this Birdman. I'm not 100% sure what the lore is, but I can show you the reference image so you get an idea of what we're aiming for. So we have these reference images here. So it's kind of this like green, gray color scheme. Is what we'll be shooting for. Looks quite good though. I think it's just a personal OC of my client. All right, we're moving the larger piece. Oh, I never finished the foot. Darn. And we'll have to go back and finish the foot. We're just sorting it big and small pieces. All right, so there's the bigger pieces. And these are the smaller pieces. Right there. Go ahead and say just pack really quick. Pack those. Still wants to rotate this one for some reason. It just really likes doing that. I'm trying to get one of those base stations to cooperate, but IDK it isn't. If you're referring to like Vive, the two things that really mess with Vive base stations are mirrors and an open window because it uses infrared. So if it hits a mirror and it bounces off of it, then you're basically getting the same signal twice, which will screw with it. Um, and then and then sunlight, daylight will also mess with it. Those are usually two of the bigger problems, but could be a number of things. All right, finish up this foot. This little foot right here. Little foot right here. I don't want it to rotate my foot, so go ahead, finish this right up. Bam. You know what the problem is now? It's in the wrong spot on the floor. All right, bird leg matching on the back. Good. Now, now we'd like the bird leg to match this way. Who's just going to build a bathroom and make a hole or something? The pipe to go in. But back out of the project, all I have to cover is a rubber mat. It sounds like an odd arrangement. Only visual I got was some sort of like gulag scenario. If you're being held prisoner, code name, blink twice. Question: when I raise my samples for my procedural leather on my jacket and move it to with my rig, it still looks noisy. My 3D viewport only work when I have rendered out the animation, right? You might as well just try to render out a quick animation to confirm that. But the viewport render is generally noisier. So you're going to get a lot of like sparks and stuff. Like even right here, like if you look at mine here, you can see all this noise here on the wing when I move around. And so that would not be there. No, you're fine. Um, but it's not physically accurate. Like there's this the wing actually shouldn't be receiving any sort of shadowing at all. Um, like that's an art. EV is nice, but it's not as accurate. It's a kind of fakes some things. Um, not in a bad way, just kind of what it is. Just got to know what you're getting in for. Yeah, I don't mind your questions at all. That's totally fine. Problem is the base station sitting on that hole, so it somehow thinks it's in the air. I am concerned. But again, I think we maybe it was lagging yesterday, but I think we had discussed this a little bit. But Uh, or um, why is this not pinned at all? It's concerning. Pin, pin. Huh, interesting. I almost lost all my work there on this guy. Sorry, but your oh, hello, Pixel. Welcome. Um, but a lot of times, in order to render something nicely to make it look nice, both Cycles, which is one render engine in Blender, and Eevee, they render a bunch of samples. So usually you're doing like 1,000 times rendering this scene, and that's in order to eliminate noise, which is usually what you see in your view. Little speckles or uh, things aren't as soft as they should be. They have a little bit of texture. Um, but definitely, what I would recommend is just rent. You want to know sooner rather than later if things are working as expected. Um, so I would recommend just testing yourself. Do a quick little animation of some sort to see, is it um, rendering correctly. Uh, you definitely would want to know that sooner rather than later. Thanks for tip 2 days ago. It really helped me in my character optimization. Absolutely, absolutely. Happy to help. I can't say I remember exactly what my advice was, but I hope it was good. I worked in the game industry for not too long. Let's see, maybe 5 years at the most, and it was for like a small indie studio. It wasn't like a big company. Uh, and then I ended up doing a lot of freelancing. So overall, I've done work on and off for the games for about 10 years now. Um, I'm 32 now, so but it's tough. Games are a very very competitive business. Um, for better or worse, they are very competitive. And where I was working in was a concept art. I did like that was what I initially started with, and I would say that's very very competitive. Um, and I ended up just kind of switching over to 3D work because I learned a little bit of it to make images, make paintings, things like that, uh, and then I eventually realized I like the 3D stuff more. For example, which is most valuable there? What is most valuable? It's hard to say. Like, if you're looking to make the most money and you like video games, then I would just get in on the business side of it. Learn business, learn how to sell products, that kind of thing. If you want to get in it to like make things, the highest paid positions are usually art directors any sort of like managerial position where you're overseeing a team, that generally means you're going to be making more money. Um, in terms of what the most important thing is in like a big company, everything's important. Like if you, there really isn't a spot that isn't important. uh, I would say this is, I think QA or quality assurance is important, but generally that's kind of the lower end of getting paid. Am I self-taught? I am self-taught. I learned everything from YouTube for the most part. Um, it's the beak. That's the inside of the beak. But yeah, I learned pretty much everything on my own. You know, there's a lot of great tutorials. It's good to be a generalist, right? It really depends. I mean, there are people who only do sculpting, and that's all they do. They're really good at it, and they get paid a lot of money. It's good to be a generalist if you're in a small company. In a big company, you can specialize. Um, Not really one answer to what's best because there's a lot of variation. There's a lot of companies doing very different things. I think you kind of have to look at it on like a per company basis. You're like, oh, if I want to be hired by Riot, then they have this art style. Their company's structured like this. They target this demographic, which is totally different than like even a very similar looking game, World of Warcraft. Like their business model is so different. Um, Maybe not so different, but um, there is a lot of variation in all of these things. Um, I would say that you just need to decide on what you can do, what you enjoy doing, um, what you're skilled at. Because in my country, we don't have big game or advertising companies, mostly small companies, which have around 6 to 8 employees. Um, well, video games are very international, uh, in the sense that if you are able to, you know, you would be looking at maybe changing, like, say you wanted to work for Blizzard, you can make that happen. They will do their best to get you a visa, get you over there if you have the talent that they're looking for, if you have the skills that they're looking for. Um, Freelance is also very good too. Like, if you have good internet, then then you'll probably be fine. Like, you can work for pretty much any company at that point. You just need to have the a good portfolio, you know. Again, skills that they want, that those companies are looking for. And yeah, they'll hire you in a heartbeat if you have what they look for. Like if you look at ArtStation, if you're not familiar with ArtStation, ArtStation's a website where people can host their portfolios and stuff. There's a lot of people all over the world in many different countries that get work, but are hired consistently, are very sought after by companies to be hired. But the most important part is that their portfolio is good. Like they have work that companies are looking for. So if you can get to the point where a company sees your work and goes, "I want to hire that person," then you're good. Maybe give an opinion. me opinion on my portfolio on ArtStation as professional, please. Yeah, feel free to link it. You can post it in chat, and I'll take a quick look. All right, that looks good. And we'll go ahead and save a copy. Excuse me. Do you believe in hard work beats talent? Absolutely, 100%. Like, you just need to think about it in this way. It's like, if someone who only relies on their talent, like, will they want to do the same thing day after day? Like, discipline is the only thing that matters. Uh, you know, you. I think it's it's not about hard work; it's about healthy work. You want to be healthy enough that you can put in the time. Um, like, you don't want to be grinding 16 hours a day because at some point you will stop. Either your body stops or you just burn out. It's far more important to have physical and mental health. And if you love making work and if you love doing art, then you're going to do those things anyway. And in 10 years, you're going to be really good at that because you did it consistently for 10 years, 5 years, 4 years, whatever that time is. People learn at different rates. But the most important thing is being consistent and disciplined. Can't share the link. What's your just type the username on your ArtStation. But yeah, uh, and I don't. I think that artwork is. It's very easy to look at someone and go, "Oh, they're so talented," but many times you're looking at the tip of the iceberg. Um, like, people, it's so easy to um to imagine that that person just wakes up every day and makes amazing artwork. uh, but the reality is just like we're probably working for years. Um, yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not getting anything there. Is it capitalized, perhaps? I'm not sure. I'm doing that right now. I'm on my computer the whole day, and I'm very burnt out. And I've been doing this for like a year now. You gotta do keep your physical health. Like, get on. Do I try to do 30 minutes of running a day? Um, because it resets your brain, literally. Like, learning is about getting new neurons in your brain, and exercise gives you new neurons. It's a brain hack. You want to. I always go. "Man, I do not want to work every day, despite knowing I love it, despite knowing it helps me. I always feel like I don't want to run. I don't want to work out. But after I do it, I know it's worth it. I feel so much better afterwards. And it's so cheesy to hear that. Like, so many times you hear that advice in life, like, oh, just work out, just this or that. And it's like, I don't want to. But the unfortunate truth is it does work. It really works. Like, it's kind of upsetting how well it works because I wish I could just, I wish I had been doing it sooner in my life, a lot sooner. Uh, Latest video and comment. Let's see. Latest video in comment. Or maybe I had to be signed in to ArtStation. Let me try that again. Yeah, it keeps 404ing. I don't see a link. Latest video comment, like a previous video of mine. Is that the flame sword video? No, can't be. I don't see your comment, unfortunately. Let's see. Maybe I can go to my studio. Comments. Yeah, I'm not sure. I don't see any comments. I've been doing it for so long now that I have tilted hips because I've been sitting for so long. My back is messed up. I'm 20 years old, but feel like old man. Definitely, you need to be working out. That stuff doesn't go away unless you start exercising. I used to get such intense back pain, back and spine pain, and I'd be like, oh, I don't want to work out because I don't want to make it worse. It's the only thing that helps. It is the only thing that helps you. Like, get in there, lift a little weights, do some push-ups, do some sit-ups, run. Your body needs that. It needs that stress in order to really recuperate. Um, Definitely look after your health because if you don't address it now, it will only get worse. I've been there and it sucks. It's really bad. Um, Not to be overly dramatic, but genuinely, it makes a huge difference. And I think so many artists sacrifice their health to get to the end result, but health is all you have. Like people say, oh, time's the most valuable resource. No, your health is the most valuable resource because if you don't have health, then you can't do anything with your time. Anyway, sorry, I'm ranting right now. I don't mean to come off as intense, but uh, I'm very strong advocate for that. Maybe now I sound a bit weird and need more move the dots and it should load. Um, there's no dots in mine. There's no dots in mine. It's just slash pixel dream. Here. Here's my profile, Sam Dutter. Just SAMDUTTR. You can just send me a message here if you'd like. All right. Now that we've done this, I'm going to sculpt again. Sculpt wings. What we'll do, select these. It's okay if I redeem the sketch request. You don't need to draw it now, though. I'd love that. Yeah, go right ahead. Send it. Perfect. Let's check it out. It's a little risky going on front page ArtStation. It's like, no tibbies, please. Hello. Interesting. Yeah, see, this is your username up here. User so yeah, this is your name, but then this is the page here. Yeah, these look great. Those look great. Um, I think you'll want to make sure you put signatures on your work. You definitely want to put a signature on. That's important. Um, I I think you're definitely heading in a direction of realism. Um, the this looks good, but this texture here is very flat. Everything else looks quite realistic, but this texture here does not. It looks kind of glossy, and there's no bump to it. So I would make sure that this kind of texture is sculpted, or use a displacement map. And then as well, this is a cool render. There's no story behind it. I don't know. I don't get an impression of what is going on. It's a beautiful. I love the depth of field, um, but you may want to have a bit of a story. Uh, and then your other ones are product renders. These are fine as well. Like a product render, people get. But if you want to do something sci-fi, I definitely recommend trying to give it a little bit of story. Like if this is an escape pod, trying to imply that there's a person in there. I wouldn't know what this is. Um, these are cool, very cool. Yeah, you could probably try to apply for product rendering work, but you're well on your way to um, getting hired. What I'd recommend is instead of creating your own, look at get images of a pair of headphones that are real and make exactly those headphones. Try to make a pair of headphones that already exist and make it as close to that set of headphones as possible. Because like right here, we can like this these little how this attaches like that doesn't really that's not how that'd work in real life, right? Um, and so it's a cool render, and you definitely have um, a nice um, setup here. But if you're going to do something that's realistic, uh, definitely focus on choosing something that's real and making that as realistic as possible. Also, I can see a seam here on the uh, headphones. Make that line up so it kind of spirals here on your UV maps. Um, yeah, the turnaround's cool. Um, when you're applying to work, people look at your portfolio for probably about 10 to 20 seconds. And that's just kind of what it is. Um, these look cool. I like this lighting. Uh, and for these images, find reference what other people are doing. Like you need to look at what people that you know are getting hired, what their work looks like, try to make it stand on the same level as that work. But overall, I think if you stick with this, you will definitely get work. People need product images, people need sci-fi renders and stuff. Um, so you're heading in the right direction. So great work, Pixel. Great work. I want to join the sketch mural. Nice. My son, I'm very by association too, lol. It's a little white kitty, so I was thinking I could be on the keyboard, but it doesn't fit. You can put her wherever. I can DM a reference. Yeah, please send me a reference, and I would love that. I'd love to add your Sona. Um, yeah, good work, Pixel. Definitely. Um, you're heading the right direction. Um, it'll take time. It'll take time. So don't feel frustrated with the process. Just gotta um, grind. I think it, and I don't mean this in a bad way at all, but it is clear you're still learning when I look at your portfolio. Um, and not a bad thing, but yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Let me know if you have any questions, and definitely feel free to share future work, any work you do in the future. But yeah, the uh, companies definitely, like I remember going to this concept art meetup with a few of my um, idols, I suppose. Um, and you know, it's amazing how quick they look through it because they know what they're looking for. Just like immediately, they're like, okay, you need to change this, you need to change that, add these things. These are what people are looking for. Sure, I'm working on one character right now, so when I make render, I will tell you. Perfect, perfect, exciting. Also, do you ever think of making Discord server? Because I would really love to learn some stuff from you. I do have a Discord server. Let me share the link. This is the Discord server. um, I'm not very active in it, but you're certainly welcome to come by. I'm much more active on my stream than I am on the Discord. Uh, but let me go ahead and paste that there. And I'm excited to make your character. Oh, I should draw. I was going to say thingy, but a few people learning there. Kaiser's learning as well. Yes, the Bowling Sam mural, it seems. uh, uh, get him. Get him. Oh, my internet's pooping out. And it's back. Okay. It is very windy right now, so I think it's going up and down with the wind. I sent the image of the character Discord chat. It is not done yet. Let's take a look. Yeah. My my mural is coming together. Oh, very cool. Very cool. I see Zoom talking in my about making the the mural though. That's funny. This is awesome. This is very cool. Um, I really love the body. I think the body is very, very cool. I think the face maybe could look a little bit scarier, um, but the arms are very cool, and the feet and legs and stuff. Very crab-like uh, chest, crab chest. Great work. Nice. A noise. Mr. Volley, hello. It will be a game character. Exciting. That's near and dear to my heart. Making game characters. That's what I'm all about here. Hey, Umbral Glaceon. Thank you for the follow. Welcome to the stream. Hello, hello. Welcome, welcome. Hope you're having a good day. Hello to you too. Welcome. We're working on this crow guy right now. We're getting him ready to texture in just a moment. But that's what we're doing at the moment. Very close done. Make VRChat avatars here if you're familiar with VRChat. It's my main jam, main squeeze. And right now we're setting up everything to bake. Making a cage right now. I am new to it. Okay, heck yeah. It's definitely an interesting world, you know, condensed, hyper potent internet. But it's a blast. It's very fun. And I really love in VR spaces just all the creativity. That's what got me into this weird world. I actually make avatars full time. That's my deal. So usually I'm on here pretty much every day of the week. Are you able to pay rent with it? Yes. I absolutely. Um, for each avatar, right now I'm charging for like a PC avatar. I charge about $1,000 per avatar, um, and then depending on if some people want more or less, we'll discuss. We'll discuss that. Um, yeah, it's turned into a. I've been did freelance for years, but this is my the last 4 years I switched over to just VRChat stuff because it's awesome and consistent, and people love it. So I love it. Yeah, I'm making characters for $100. Well, depends on where you are, but you can get there too. You get there too, especially if you're freelancing. Um, I've been following on Twitter for a little while, but first time joining stream. Okay, heck yeah, that's awesome. I've been trying to stream to Twitch or to Twitter, excuse me. Um, so I'm glad that that's helping. Yeah, because I wasn't sure. It's hard. I think if people are not in the mindset to chat on X, Twitter, um, just because the streaming stuff is so new to it still. Uh, I think most people that see me on X do end up coming over to Twitch or something. As much as I spend time on X, I don't think I've ever watched a stream on it either. But good to know. That is good info for me. Probably saw my little sheep recently then. That I finished for my other client. So right now what I'm doing is I'm making a cage for my character because we're gonna do a process called baking where I can extract details from my sculpted version and put it into a texture, which may not make sense at all, but suffice to say, we have to make a little like tinfoil for your burrito when you put it in the microwave. That's what we're doing. Bada boom. But yeah, let me know if you have any questions. I'll just blab and talk about whatever, but certainly feel free to interrupt me if you're curious about anything. Bam. These spikes were challenging. What music do you listen to? I don't listen to music while I stream, but I listen to a lot of metal, like melodic metal, progressive metal, that kind of thing. If anyone knows Devin Townsend or uh, David Maxim Missick, that's kind of my jam. Or a lot of like techno dance hall, especially when I'm working out. That kind of stuff. Other than that, a lot of electronic music, like Aphex Twin, that kind of thing. Lauren, amazing. Um, it's crazy how much work goes into making a 3D model. It is. It is pretty nuts. It's pretty nuts. It's a decent amount of time. If you pose the avatar and export it, is there a way to get that pose to show up in Substance without applying the modifier, without setting it as rest pose? It's at the bottom of the list, so it requires me to apply subdiv. Gotcha. For some reason, if I apply before subdiv, my normals get icky. Pose to get up show up in Substance without applying the modifier, without setting it as a rest pose. I've moved objects with an animation and then exporting it to Substance, but I have not used an armature before Substance. I almost always do all my texturing before rigging. Oh, well, if you're looking to get a better bake, what I'm doing right now may actually be a better option for you. Um, because what I'm doing is creating a cage, and this may be what you're looking for instead, because it's a little bit easier to control. And like even right now, you can see, so it's gonna like calculate the rays based on the distance of the cage. You just have to make sure they have the same UVs, which is why I use a displace modifier for it and blend shapes. Um, that would be what I'd recommend instead of trying to get it do a different pose. Um, Also, important to know how your character is getting triangulated in Substance. Um, I use the beauty to triangulate it, then I send it into Substance. But Substance on its own will use the fixed alternate triangulation. So, but hello, Angel, welcome. Hello, hello. Also, do you know Pablo Nunez Gomez? That's my goal to make art like him. That's such a masterpiece. Let's take a look. Pablo Nunez Gomez. Oh wow, definitely seen his work before. I did not know his name though. Yeah, this guy looks really familiar. Whoa, weird. He sculpted that. um, very cool stuff. Very very cool stuff. Uh, but yeah, I'm going through my whole little cage process here. Uh, but basically, you just use a vertex group to control how far it's going, and you can get the spacing between those fingies nice and perfect. I have chubby fingers on my avatars and they clip into each other a lot at rest. Not sure if that's possible to deal with using a cage. That is true. That can get a lot trickier. Um, you may consider using a multi-res modifier instead. So go into Blender and bake your normals and ambient occlusion. Maybe not your ambient occlusion, but your normals in um, Blender because it should retain that a little bit better, even if they clip. It won't, that shouldn't interfere with it baking, I believe. I hope. because that is a tough challenge, to get those fingers right. Other than that, you may want to make a sculpture version of your mesh, some sort of sculpted version instead of I don't know if you're using a sculpture, but those eye sockets are going to come out weird, most likely. How long do models often take you? Uh, it's about 40 hours of work per avatar, roughly a week. But I tend to spread it over 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks, because I'll do multiple avatar at a time. Um, I don't know if that I can't say if that's a good idea to do it that way, but that's what I do. um, yeah, I tend to spread it out a little. Um, I just find that if I work on the same model for a week straight, I go a little slower, because I just get a little burnt out working on the same thing day after day. I like being able to switch it up, refresh. Bang. This corner of the mouth is really tough. I was working on my game, but then Unity crashed and I didn't save. I was working on it since 5 hours. Oof, that's rough. That is rough. Um, Usually Unity is a little bit better at saving things, at least in your project. Within a scene, you may lose some stuff, but if you have prefabs and stuff, it may not be as bad as. Certainly not as bad as when Blender crashes and you have it saved. Bam. Blender crashes are my worst fear. It can be rough. I've had to redo a significant amount of work sometimes. Speaking of, I'm gonna save right now. Knock on wood. That one's a little weird. We'll have to make a blend shape to get the bake perfect. Mm. I'll have to blend out that one. Okay. The rest of those we'll use a blend shape for. Excuse me. Thanks for that pixelated material transition tip. Absolutely, Kaiser. Absolutely. Glad it worked out for you. I saw your recent character. He's looking good. Looking very good. Excuse me. Okay, last but not least. I think that's almost it. Next is the tongue. Done. Okay. So now what we've done is we've created a displaced version for all our models. And we want to toggle them all at the same time. So I'm going to copy this as a driver and just paste it as the new driver on all my other displaced modifiers because I'm lazy. I don't want to have to click it every time. This one's missing the triangulate at top. Very important. Triangulates at the top. And these ones don't need a displace. What? Maybe. Maybe. We'll leave it for now. Paste driver. Triangulate at the top. Bam, bam, bam. Fingers, fingertips, fingertips. How long have you been working on this model? 1 second. That should work. We've been working on this one for since Wednesday, I believe. So we're moving pretty quick. This is a little bit less featured than some of my other avatars, because it's going to be a quest only avatar. I would have already given up now, but to be honest, well, I would keep in mind, it's easy to be hard on yourself when you're learning things. You need to remember that you're trying to make something and you're trying to learn at the same time. So it is two things. It, you're doing twice as much as someone who already knows it. um, so that is a little bit more challenging. All right, now we're gonna take our retopo and end the sculpture. We can start moving things and taking them apart. Like this, we're just blowing up the character. That's what I call it. But we're just moving him. Move it there. Take the eyes. How long did you take to make your first 3D model? Ooh, I think my first depends on what you mean by first. Um, I did a lot of like weird random sculptures. Oh man, my internet. Hopefully, it's not lagging too badly right now. I have to restart. I'm gonna see if that does. It does help. Okay, that's so fun. Nope, and it's back. Back to crap. Okay. Sorry, my internet may be just dying right now. Sorry, I'm just waiting to see if the internet stabilizes. And we're back. Okay, so it must be my table that's preventing my internet connection. Something like that. So it was about a week as well. I made it rather simple. I just put my things that I know I like. I was like, I love monsters. Let's make a monster. And then that's what I did because I knew that I liked monsters. It was something that was easy to, I didn't have to think that much in order to make the model. Um, Learning how to make the cage and all that extra technical stuff, that was the hard part. But the what I wanted to make, I made really easy on myself. It's like, okay, I like these things. I think I could do these things easily. Oh, excuse me. All right. Character exploded. Still not quite done with the body though. We're gonna go to the mesh, add a shape key, and we'll call this one displace. And we're gonna go into weight paint. Try to fix some of this stuff going on in here. Just as gently as we can. Yeah, hopefully that answers your question. Hopefully the internet's it looks good now, so I think it's fixing itself. Weird that it goes in and out with raising or lowering the disc, though. That can't be a good sign. I think it must be like trapping my computer in the corner here. I just can't get any reception. Hmm. It shouldn't look any different. Dang, it's taking me 4 months to make a realistic FPS rig for my gun animations. The hard surface stuff is pretty challenging. Guns and stuff. Um, I wouldn't say when you say that. Oh, how long did it take me with my first character? It they were very simple characters. Like I just did made it as simple as possible at that first start. It's like I wasn't trying to. I was just trying to test it to see if I could get to the end of it. I wasn't trying to make something good necessarily. I was just trying to test the process. When working from a reference, how much detail do you need to make the model? Um, Usually a front and back. So it's not so much the detail, but the sides. So good thing I never give up mentality. Good. Uh, so for detail, it's mostly about can I understand how this works in 3D? It's less about like wrinkles or how many strands of hair do they have, and more about does the does this, like if they have like a backpack on something, do the straps connect in a way that makes sense? Um, oh balls, yeah, I'm lagging. Smack my computer. Smack it again. Come on, Peter. Get it again. Oh, that seemed to help. Okay. All right. Sorry. Just to repeat that. So usually it's the reference is to help me understand the 3D-ness of it, less about the detail of it. Details I are nice to save for texturing. What's really important for 3D modeling is understanding the form of something. That'll work. How was lunch? It was good. It was very good. I had pizza, leftover pizza. Nothing better than leftover pizza. Violence is always the answer. It worked. Okay, then again. What? Gosh darn it. It's gotta be my. It's gotta be my stuff. There we go. Okay. God tier lunch. Facecam is kind of laggy. The whole computer is kind of laggy right now. It keeps going in and out. If I just stay very still, maybe it'll work. Unfortunately, I have had that internet trouble the last few weeks, so um, we're trying to figure out what it is. I'm gonna sit down with Shatter soon, and we'll actually do some real troubleshooting. I'm good at the software stuff, less good at the hardware stuff. Finish your commission, you can buy yourself a new PC. It's true. uh, maybe, we'll see how rent goes. All right, I think that will bake well. And then we just need the mouth. Rents due. What are you implying? I think you've seen too many videos. You've been on the internet too long. Me in roughly 20 weeks. That's exciting. You're moving out? That's nice. I'm gonna be looking for a new apartment as well very soon. Um, my brother's kicking me out. Not kicking me out. He's getting married, so rude. Very rude of him to get married. I'm so stressed with the fact that I'm moving out. It if it's your first time moving out, uh, it's not too bad. Living in a new place isn't too bad. Moving, the day of moving, always is a little stressful. Definitely move as much, pack and move as much stuff as you can beforehand, because it's nothing's worse than having to pack and move the same day. Can't wait at the same time. Absolutely. Freedom. 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 Yeah, right. Right at 17, I moved out. I was like, I'm out of here. Even though I love my family, but I just knew I was like, I want my own place. Especially since my mom keeps gaslighting me, telling me, "Oh, you're not going to be able to pay rent. You'll end up on the street and things like that." It's time to prove her wrong. Hey, Shadow, what's up? Fucking hate Nvidia. Good. They're bad. They're evil. They're not evil. They're assholes. All right, time to drop stuff into our substance folder. So this is weird to say, Shadow, but I think I figured it out. I should wait. It's done loading. Well, I envy you, Pleb, for having a normal, healthy relationship with your family. JK, I'm mentally unwell. Oh, we have our drama, but distance breeds familiarity. What's that phrase? But Shatter. So I think I figured what it is, Shatter. It's my desk. I have my computer in a corner, and the power cables are in front of it. And then when I lower the desk, the internet. So I think I just there's too much stuff around my computer, and I'm basically making like a Faraday cage for my internet. Um, that's my guess. They make my life on Linux a literal hellscape. I saw a video recently of Linus of Linux telling NVIDIA to go fuck themselves, which was great. All right, time to bake. I'm so excited. I'm on Wi-Fi. Wi-Fi. I mean, when I'm at my lowest, just myself completely avoiding kind of human interaction for months. Worst case scenario, I guess it's my coping mechanism to stress and problems. I won't beat the same drum, but you can do that and exercise, and the exercise will make you feel better. Got to even it's just thing you can do to get your heart rate up for 30 minutes a day. Get in VRChat, and they have workouts in VRChat. Worst case scenario, dancing. Where are your antennae? It's internal antennae. All right, here he is. Oh, and then my internet's gone. And I'm back. Oh fuck, lol. Hello, Villanilla. Villanilla. The illest villain. My internet's kind of popping in right now, so heads up. Smack it. Smack it. Oh, it's really lagging. I could swivel it around. Probably unplug everything though. All right, so here's the boy. Things are poking through at a distance, but not when I'm up close. Interesting. I think I exported wrong. Usually I can see through stuff. Sometimes I get so pessimistic and antisocial, I impulsively want to live in a remote cabin in a desolate Norwegian fjord. Fjord. I mean, not knocking that. That sounds awesome. Oh, darn, I messed up. One more time. Turn off the mirror on this one. Turn off this mirror. This is the cage. This is the normal. Wi-Fi 6 at the house or an older router? It is definitely Wi-Fi 5. It's the default router that my internet company gave me. I might go buy a new router today. I can. Maybe I'll do that right now. Yeah, it's just far away. It's just so far away. What is my 3D modeling process from zero to hero? I've turned into your streams quite some time, but couldn't get your kind of workflow. I first make a 3D model, or sorry, sculpture. I make a 3D model. I make a 3D sculpture, extremely dense version of the character. Um, Try to make it get all the details and things I want in there at that stage. Um, then I make a simple version on top of it, unwrap that simple version. You make UV maps, like I did here, and then I'm just about to bake it. That's the next step. Bake and paint, and then rig, bring into VRChat or Unity, and start uploading to VRChat and testing it, making sure that's working properly. I know it's lagging right now, so my apologies. What's the delay? Here. There we go. Okay, that seems better. For a second. Fair, that'll definitely be the best benchmark of do we need to look at more of the network or not. Fair, fair. Why is this? Should be able to see the mesh. Don't think this is gonna bake properly. Maybe. Let's do a quick test. All right, it's gonna lag when I bake. Definitely broken. Wild. Did I just grab the wrong file here? Ah, okay, I see. I must have grabbed the cage. I'll try to get deeper into Blender within my current state. At the moment, I can only model glazed donuts. Lol. Donuts are good. Donuts are delicious. I think I'm gonna go now. It's 11 p.m. for me. Kind of tired. Also got work tomorrow. Keep up the good work. Same to you, Thorn. Wishing you well. Excited for you to get on your own 2 feet with moving out. But enjoy your weekend, and I'll see you Monday. Have a good one. Bye, Thorn. Bye. I know it's really laggy. It keeps jumping up to like 4K kilobytes and then back down to 1. Okay, now we can bake. Ooh, look at those wings. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Okay. We'll want to redo it because, well, I don't know. Do I think that's right? Well, it looks good. That makes my brain feel good. I need to move the eyebrow. Those ones will make high poly versions. And then this has the mirror in the wrong spot, so that means this one's, no, that's fine. Which one's weird? This one's weird, but baked okay. Huh. It's probably because it's exactly straight down. Miak 3D, thank you. Oh, welcome. Welcome, Miak. Hello. Welcome, welcome. Yeah, we're doing a little quest, medium quest avatar here. We're in that bacon stage. Making bacon. Also, the stream is laggy, so my apologies. It's very slow right now. I'll move those eyebrows up here. We'll go ahead and hit it with the weight paint. Nice. To make the cage. And this guy here. Fuck the VRM. I'm buying another Mobo and stuffing the Windows machine in a closet and only ever remoting into it. Yeah. I understood words. All right, we're gonna make these right on top of each other. Can I just snip it this way? That'll probably work. I love your antelope, Miak. Very good work. I think it's an antelope. Gazelle? Perhaps a gazelle. Fuck VIN. Well, my level of hate for Microsoft and Nvidia is wildly high right now. Absolutely, absolutely. It looks great. And let's snap it this way. Okay, let's re-export one more time. Bam, bam. Aha, these are not controlled by the same displace. Copy as new driver. East driver. All right, so this is just standard Scarrick. Substance Painter. And then this is the cage. All right, back into Painter. Refresh the mesh. Bake the meshy maps. Ooh, we need to re-export the sculptor as well. Sculptor. I need to get re-exported as well. All right, this will lag. Watch out, everybody. Terrifying. Worm finger. Come on, internet. Work. Does seem to actually help when I go over and smack my computer. Probably shouldn't do that too much, but it is satisfying. Beat it again. Freaking computer. Oh no, it's bad again. Uh-oh. Okay, let me bake at 4K. Save first. Bake. I'm gonna move my computer a little bit. Yeah, I think. Oh, yeah, and it's shit again. Oh well, whatever. Oh yeah, look at that. Look at that. Crispy. Oh, I've left the tongue in the mouth. Hmm. That actually baked really well in there. I'm surprised. But look at the wing. Oh, that's so satisfying. Yum, 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 yum. Do I have any threaded knobs for adding antennae? No. Crispy. Oh, we're getting a big smudge right there. I don't like that. Other than that, the back of the head looks pretty darn good. Just want to fix that little smudge. Um, hmm. Why do the legs look blown out? It's very white. White. White people. Their blown out knees. It does look paler here too. Funny. Is it just me? Let's just see. Is that the lighting? Okay, it's just the lighting, I think. Actually, I don't know. It's like it's shinier. I guess that is the fuck yeah, well best probably just get a roll of Ethernet and wire it. Wire it. Okay. Oh, oof, that's too bright. And what's the default for that? Okay, I think we can start texturing. I'm gonna save this. It looks awesome. Oh, actually, no. We're gonna fix the cheek and then rebake it one more time with a little bit more settings turned up. So turn that retopo one more time. Tab. Go to our shape key here. And we can see this big shadow right here. Is that what it's from on the normal? It must be the UV map. What is this square here? So this strip, what do you look like triangulated? Oh, doesn't seem squished. I'll move this over just a little. Doesn't seem terribly stretched either. I don't want to just send it back to rebake without figuring out why it's doing that. Sculpture looks fine. Sculpture looks fine. I guess just move it over a little. Just try to get some space in between all this stuff. Like that. Let's turn off the pinning for this side. And I'm just gonna kind of scooch it over. Like that, so we get a decent amount of space. Space. All right, internet seems to be doing good now. Between these things. Okay. In fact, this one has way more resolution than the whole rest of the. I think it should be like this. All right, let's give that a shot. First things first, export the cage. Actually, no, before I do anything else, was there anything else I needed to adjust? That looks great. A little bit of stuff on the bottom right there. That's definitely a problem. All right, done with that. That doesn't look awesome. Probably because I'm baking it multiple times. Those don't even have a high-res version. Those are fine. This is weird. Darn. I thought I would have fixed it by moving my map down. Even made them overlap very nicely. What we would want to do is make sure the triangulation on the top and bottom is exactly the same. That'd be the only way to prevent them from mismatching. Random, but do you know how people add their 3D models to a game? Like, for example, I've seen people have modded outfits for Arthur Morgan in Red Dead Redemption 2, how they do that. I'm not very familiar with modding, but I believe the summary is basically like the whole game points at this one file and reads that file for the character. And you can overwrite that file with your own version. And as long as the things the game is looking for exist in that file, like blend shapes or physics and stuff like that, then it should work the same, even if it's a different character. That's my basic understanding. But certainly mods can get much more complicated and involved than just that. Do I just delete this? We're going to do triangulate faces. But they do line up. Maybe not perfectly enough, though. Okay, let's go in and zero them out. That's a good question. Is there a triangle here? In this spot. Right here. So what broke and what didn't? Because okay, so it has to be, they have to be perfectly in the same spot in order for the triangulation to not break. Um, but yeah, even in Unity, like when I'm working on my character, when I update things, I don't want to like bring the character in fresh every time. What I do is I just overwrite the same file again and again. So everything's pointing at the same files. And um, that minimizes the amount of labor for me because I just only update that one file ever. I farted. I just farted, y'all. Just so you know. Okay, here we go. I have to bounce. See, it sounds good, Draw. Scared you away with my fart, but that's okay. Enjoy your weekend. Thank you for hanging out. Hopefully, I'll see you Monday, and I'll send you that sketch once I start on it. Running off to get coffee and see humans for a bit. We'll DM when you want to dig into the next. Sounds good. Enjoy your coffee. Enjoy your humans, and we'll catch you later. If I don't catch you later today, enjoy your weekend. Enjoy your weekend. All right, time to bake one more time. This is going to lag my computer. Bear with me on this. Um, this time we'll also turn on anti-aliasing 4 times. Turn on this to 128, bake 4K. And hopefully this doesn't crash. All right, yes. Darn, it's still messed up. It's so funny because this one is perfect, even though it has these weird triangles there. There's no artifacts there. Well, maybe a little bit. It's very minimal. All right, we'll figure that out later. I think it's time to start texturing. Save that. We'll go ahead and delete this, add a base layer. Now let's open up our reference images. Right here. First things first, we'll label this base. And then start pulling out some template layers. Template flat. We'll actually drag it onto the beak, which is the same color. So, oh, that's a bummer. Rebaking again. Let's go back to the sculpture. And what I want to do is separate the beak and make it a different color completely. Kaylee speak up. Welcome. Hello. How's my day? My day is going very well. We're in the baking now, so we're taking about to paint the texture. Look how well this baked. Look how well the wing baked. Yes, I'm so pleased with that. That looks amazing. Let's sit down. It looks so good. I'm gonna sit down. But I hope you have a good one, Kaylee as well. So just one more rebake. All I want to do is take the beak and make it a separate material. Easier to make it a separate. Doesn't really matter what color it is as long as it's a very different color. And once again, we will export the high poly right there. Bada boom. It takes a little bit. Loading image. This is my loading image. Save again. Back to Painter. Mode Bake Mesh Maps. 128. I'll reload the high poly mesh. And we can rebake. Save. Bake. Okay. There we go. And now we can set this back to 2K. And when we drag out the template flat, we can target the beak, which allows me to, it is the same color, but it does have a difference in roughness. So it's a little glossier, like that, which looks nice. Okay. And then we'll also have some other templates. So we have a dark green. Let's see. So we got this. I guess what I want to do is actually, we'll use one mask to mask out all the colors, and then the lighter green will make inside that mask because it does like this. So it'd be a little easier if we have them nested together. Ha, nested. And it's a bird. Question. I'm making another jacket sleeve in sculpt mode. And I add multi-res to it, but when I go into edit mode, my subdivision goes down to 0. Why is that? Do you have to add my multi-res? That's a good question. So if we take a cube here and I go into subdivision, let's say, or multi-res, we can do subdivide, subdivide. Yeah, interesting. It looks to me like there's, in the edit mode, it's only the cube. I have a 2070. I have a 2070 NVIDIA. Yeah, I don't think the I don't think you can edit that way. You can edit in sculpt mode, but not in edit mode. I think you have to go to a lower subdivision level and then sculpt that lower subdivision instead. Beak. And we'll call this uh, pattern mask. And I'm going to set it to the green color. And then begin to grab some objects I know for certain will be a different color. Like these. This, that. The claws. The wing has a section of it, but I could probably rebake it so that this top section is the lighter green. And then the eyebrow. Everything else is a custom fill or paint. All right, so we'll add a fill here. We're going to give it a diamond head. Kind of get rid of the curve a little. That, set it to linear dodge. Planar projection, no repeat. This is just a nice way to cheat. It just saves you some time. Especially if you redo your UVs. And actually for this side, I'm going to rotate them 90 degrees. Make it like that, turn it down, and bam. All right. A little more rotation. Interesting. Wonder if I should have painted more of it on the character himself. It's fine for now, but we'll call this one E. Duplicate, and then we'll make one for the thigh. Here, just take this. Bam.